Never really used the camcorder on this phone, so let's give this a shot. So this is the hydroponic setup. This is the top pipe. So we got some strawberries. We're doing some marigolds there for pest control, more strawberries. And as we go down through here, you can see other plants going down towards the end of the pipe. All right, now we've also got a light bar right here that's supposed to provide some lighting for the plants. Now when we get to the end of the pipe down here, what happens is the pipe loops back around to the back side of the stand, and then there is an additional pipe on the back side that flows back towards the front. Okay, back to the other side of the light stand here, you now see this pipe then returns, and we have a bottom pipe. Okay, so effectively we have 3 pipes in the system, which then comes down here, and as it gets to this point, it drains directly into the reservoir, and that's a 100-gallon cattle trough. So we've got some good things growing and some bad things that didn't succeed. Here we've got pepper plants, so you can see we got some peppers on that. This one is another pepper plant. He's growing much taller. We've got some blooms up on the top of that one. Here's another pepper, mostly peppers across the bottom. This one over here is a cilantro, and then down here on this end we have cucumbers. They're doing very well. There are actually cucumbers on the back, and the idea is, I'm going to raise you up over the top of the bar here. The idea is that the vining plants, like cucumbers, and I'll try to get a little closer here, you can sort of see some beans down there, bean pods. Those cucumbers and bean pods are supposed to come up over the truss and then feed over this pipe here, and then the holes that are drilled in the pipes are staggered, so the idea is that the back vining plants grow over the front and then they all cascade down the front, whereas these taller plants here are going to, you can kind of see, you follow this pepper right here, he comes up through the cucumbers, and then these are actually the tops of that pepper plant, so then he's going to grow up through there. Here we've got some, I believe he's thyme. So we've got some really good things going. Unfortunately, the strawberries have really not done very well at all. They're still leafing, but they're not producing any flowers, and they're really not producing any fruit either. I would say that the big thing is that we don't have the coloration of the lights correct, because we're not getting many flowers out of the plants, but we're getting plenty of leaves out of the plant. So probably the wrong spectrum on the lights. I also think that there's a problem with the, I think the lights are too low power. These cucumbers down here, you can see how well they're doing. You can see the length on those. Yet, the cucumbers over here on this back side are just barely even reaching the top of the truss. They're not coming over the top. The reason for that is because we get more direct sunlight on this side of the structure, and the sunlight that hits this side of the structure is coming in through the top. So we actually get the path of the actual sunlight is like this. So these plants are actually getting more sun than those plants over there. Final note here is we'll come over to the reservoir and sort of take a peek down in there. Probably not going to be able to see anything too interesting. You can see some movement of some little fishes in there. We've got some catfish down in there who are actually the most interesting component. And it looks like the catfish have breeded because we now have 2 babies in the pond.